7ই এপ্রিলের মহারাজ ঈশাত্মানন্দজির স্পিচের পরবর্তী অংশটি আমি এখানে আপলোড করলাম। আর শেষে ডিভোটিদের কোয়েশ্চেন আনসারগুলি আমি আবার পরবর্তী ব্লগে আপলোড করব।
See, maybe you take one or two picture and then we forget. So no suffering. Suppose this year tulip is not coming up, then no suffering at all. Or there is no tulip, there is no rain, and there is no snow. That's why the flower is not coming, no problem. Because I am not attached to that. But those who are having the business, they will suffer. So obviously everything has a cause and an effect. I suffer because I desire. So it says, Patmo vi samsvichyate. You are attached to the papa, the sin. Sin is desire. And that desire in you saw samana sun that reflected on the consciousness, get mixed up, and you think that you are that. The consciousness when get mixed up with the mind, with the intellect, with the desire, then you think I am doing that. What is the difference between a Mahapurusha, a great soul, and an ordinary person? This much. We go to a great soul, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna or Lord Buddha or Jesus or Swami Vivekananda. What is the difference? They are also human beings, just like us. Then their difference is they are not attached. Not that they were not there, they were very much there. And Swami Vivekananda liked different type of dishes. So you should make the dish in this way, that way, but no desire at all. In America, in one place, he went to somebody's house, and I think lemon. So, and he said, today you must prepare some good dishes for the breakfast. I'm coming. He went for a walk, morning walk. He went and sat under a tree, and then he merged into samadhi. He forgot. People, when they were searching for him, it was too late, he's not coming back. They found him sitting under a tree. They shouted, they called, he never came back. Then they went and then wanted to touch him. There is no life in his body. Then they were afraid that he had passed away. Then one lady, she knew, Swami Vivekananda said, if you find me in this condition, take the name of my Guru, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. When she started chanting the name of Sri Ramakrishna to his ear, and hearing that name, slowly his life came back, he became again normal. So this type of people, they are in this world, they are asking for food, and someone has written, Vivekananda loved to eat, and then, oh, Vivekananda. But Vivekananda also could control all his desires. Can you do that? As Vivekananda is doing this means I should do this only. No. Vivekananda also could forget everything, this world. We need to go into samadhi. So that is the main goal for in our spiritual life. Not that we should give up everything. Some people sometimes they will give up everything and they will go to the remote places. You know, sometimes some people, just to control the tongue that they should not eat, they pierce the needles in the tongue so that they cannot eat. The physical torture, you cannot control by that way. Your mind, you have to control the mind. And there was a great sage. He went out and he had some weaknesses for the women. So he told, no, I am not going to be here in the village. So he went and practiced meditation and prayer for 12 long years. Then he came back thinking that I am free. And the moment he entered into the village, he found that some of the ladies are bathing in the village pond. He looked at that and immediately that old impression came back and he became disgusted on himself. He said, my God, why? After 12 long years, still I could not come over. So let me become blind so that I won't see this and there will be no reflection in my mind. So he actually pierced his eyes and he became the blind, the Surdas. His name was Surdas, a great poet and great sage also afterwards. The people in the northern India, they don't tell the blind man, they say Surdas. Surdas means the blind person. So these are the stories, but you cannot control your desire by torturing your organs. You have to control your mind. So Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he said in that way, just by giving up the fish and the betel leaf, you don't become the pure. March pan tag tag noi. That means what? The people in Bengal, they used to, after the food, they used to enjoy chewing the betel leaf. So that now I have to renounce the betel leaf. Then they love eating fish. No, I should not eat fish. It has nothing, no value. That goes to the body. You have to control the mind. No attachment. If I get, it's okay. If I don't get, it is also okay. So here he mentioned this connection. It goes to two different lokas. Ubo loko onusar sancharati. Travel between this world and the next world. Tasya va ekasya purushasya de eva sthani bhavata. In the ninth verse of the third chapter, it says, that individual self has two places only. One here, idamcha, and another is next, paraloka sthanam. Paraloka. After death also, it will go. Sometimes some people, when they are suffering, they commit suicide. They think, bah, now I am free. No. Who are suffering? Not your body, your mind was suffering. So when you commit suicide, you get free from the body. But body has nothing to do. You were suffering in your mind, in your thought. And that is going along with you. What will happen? Sometimes some people, they take, we are going to take the sannyasa. They will go for, because they were not getting any job. So they get disgusted all, and in the houses, the mother, father, they will say, oh, you have become so, why don't you go and earn something? That man tried but couldn't get any good job. So ultimately, he leaves the house and he goes to Himalaya. And after reaching over there, he found as a rich man, he has some factories. He came and touched his feet and he said to Swamiji, if I could get a person like you, educated and good character, I could make him my manager. You see, then I can join, no problem. So he gives up the sannyas and becomes manager of that. And then writes back to the family that I have got a job, don't worry about me. Is that the sannyasa? Desire is there. Even if you get the opportunity to become the king of the whole world, you have to say no. That is called sannyas. So otherwise, it is impossible. The control of your mind is on the desire only and nothing. In America, Swamiji was asking for money because his only dream was to develop India, education in India and so different things. Health, education and economy. That was the three different things in his mind. I always say, Viveka Trishula. There's a three, the trident, the Trishula, it is a Viveka. First should be economy, then health and education. Then the society is happy, prosperous. So this is the way he used to think. Then one lady said, why you are begging money from others? You married me. I'm a duchess. I'm having so much wealth. You can get that. Then Swamiji said, if anyone looking at me with that type of eyes and thought will become a green frog. And she got worried because in Indian yogi it may turn into truth. So she never tried. So Swamiji never worried about that. And the true way we are asking, true way we are thinking. So the paraloka, is that really paraloka is there? We always wonder. In our dream, it says in the Upanishad, and Shankara is explaining, in our dream, sometimes we see very queer things. What is the dream? Whatever we experience in this life, it comes back into a dream. When you were very young, we used to play with the friends, something happened, something. Then after long 30, 40, 50 years, suddenly you see that it's coming back. That is okay. Because that you have already noticed, experienced, that comes back to your dream. That is normal. Usually, the dream means like that. Sometimes in the dream we see our future also. There's sometimes some people they say, Swamiji, I always dream I am going somewhere and then I am not getting the path to reach the ultimate. Going with the friends, going with the relatives, then slowly, slowly something happened, all they go away, I become alone, I like to travel, and slowly, slowly I go somewhere where I don't know, and the dream breaks every time. That means he's going to be confused in next life also. Is not going to reach his actual path. Sometimes very peculiar the dream comes. We have not seen and we have not thought. Then why this type of dream comes? That is the proof of the Paraloka. Brhadaranyaka Upanishad, it says how we can understand that there are other worlds, world after death, Paraloka. Analyzing the dream, you can understand there are paralokas. The dream means your mental condition, mental thought. In the waking state, it is so strong, the waves are so strong, so the previous waves cannot come back. But when your mind becomes calm in your sleep and you go into the deep sleep, in the dream world, then your mind is calm and all those things start floating, come back to your mind. You see in those in dream. And sometimes it is really, really very, very peculiar things, and that is coming from the past birth. That is called Prashyapiti. Prashyapiti means dream. So in no dream state, Susupti Avastha, the individual self, free from all attributes and devoid of all extortions, is united with the Supreme Self. The Susupti, every day actually, we go back to our Father and we enjoy the company of our Father, the God. And when we come back from the sleep, we get up and say, oh, it is so wonderful. Because that Susupti, dreamless condition, is the real state of our being. And that is always blissful. No one till today reported that after Susupti, oh, I was tormenting, oh, that is bad, nothing. Always they will say, I was so happy when I was sleeping, I'm fresh. So one of our Swami used to say, after getting up, used to say, I'm fresh like a flower because I could get a good sleep. Well, elderly people, they don't get sleep. Sometimes if they get a good sleep, he is very happy. And that day he used to drink 2 cups of coffee. Until again, you won't get sleep because you are drinking too much of coffee. So anyway, so he used to say that I'm fresh like a flower. And he used to, some of the words he used to say always, that I slept like a dodo, dead like a dodo. So like that. They, in the sleep, when we go above the dream stage, that is the terminology they use, susupti, that is a blissful state. And that proves if we are not having the body, if we are not having the mind, that means the desire, then we truly get the joy, the happiness. Sometimes people they ask questions, what will happen after realization of the God? Some peculiar conceptions are there. If I go to the near God, then we will cook, we will feed God, we will do this. Some actions they think in that way. Whatever they are trying to do over here, that in a nice way they will do. No, you will get the joy, you will get the happiness and eternal. Vedanti will say, if you go to God, that is duality, But in duality, always fear is there. Today, God will look at you and, hey, how are you? You are happy. Next day, God won't look at you. He will look at somebody else. And then again, you will feel, why God didn't ask me, how am I? Then today, again, the same problem will come. Jealousy. Because your desire is there, only one desire, God should love me. If the God is not loving, God loves everyone, every moment. But if I don't feel, then in the story of the Radha, same thing happened. So the Vedantins say, why unnecessarily go to that? You become that. You become that, the consciousness. In truly, you are the consciousness. And in that consciousness, you are the source of joy. You need not to wait for anybody. And it says that you can understand there is another life if you analyze the dream. But above the dream stage, it is only joy, it is only joy, it is only joy. And happiness is our goal. As a Madhusudan Saraswati, a great exponent of the Vedanta, he said, we say the Brahman, we say the Atman. In reality, it is happiness. If the happiness was not there, who will search for Brahman or Atman? We always want happiness. We want good friends. We want to be happy. When you are conversing with him or her, I feel joy, the happiness. There are some friends who will be all the time teasing you and leg pulling you. You won't get their company, you won't like their company. They are friends, of course, known people. But you will only go to those who loves you, care for you, appreciate you. That means ultimately we go for happiness. That happiness is the ultimate goal, and happiness eternal you will get when you realize that you are the self. And how you will know that? By understanding even the dream world is the limitation, is a limited thing. I should go beyond the dream world. One who has purified his mind through meditation feel identity with the divinity in all three states: waking, sleep, and dreamless sleep, and remain in bliss. There are only three stages: waking, dream, and dreamless sleep. If you are constantly thinking of God, constantly thinking of the Atman, you get that bliss. Shivoham, Shivoham. Shankaracharya is teaching us. Mano buddhi ahamkara chittani naham. Nacha sotra juve, nacha grana netre, nacha vyoma bhumi. I am that Shiva, I am that Shiva, I am that Shiva. Auspiciousness. That is the joy. Constantly. That is the Vedic, the Vedantic. They constantly meditate on that. The Dvaitavadi, dualist, they go take the name of God. Jai Sri Rama, or the Krishna, or the. We have also the mantras, our tantrikas and Vaishnava, they always give emphasis on the mantra. Because I am that supreme being, it is very difficult to remember. It is better to go on taking the name of God. And the God, his name and God same. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said, if you are taking the name of God, actually you are meditating on God. So if you can take the name of God constantly, when you are cooking, when you are sweeping, when you are driving, every time you go on taking the name of God, and time will come, and slowly, your mind will become calm, you can meditate. Without meditation, there is no way. Meditation is the ultimate. And what is that meditation? You can control your sense organs. The moment you can withdraw your mind, the moment you can withdraw your mind from the objects, your mind has become very pure. One lady was telling me, and she told Swamiji, when I try to meditate, I can visualize the Dakshineshwar, the place where Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna lived. I can see the Kali temple, I can see the other temples. but never I can see Sri Ramakrishna. I cannot visualize that. I can visualize his room. I can visualize the bed where he used to live. But how unfortunate I cannot remember Sri Ramakrishna, visualize Sri Ramakrishna. It will take time. Even meditating on the places, holy places, remembering God, that is also the sign of pure mind. And sometimes some people even cannot sit and listen. Forget about meditation, forget about concentration. They even don't have the patience to listen about God. And so much disturbed mind, so many other things are there. And when they are listening, 50% or 80% mind thinking something else. That is the mind. The shifta, big shifta, mood, ekagra. There are 4 steps for different types of mind. In the Yoga Sutra it says, and ours is shifta. Constantly is jumping from one to another. So many things we are thinking all at the same time. And how can you think that you will meditate? But Sri Ramakrishna also said, you must have to meditate. Without meditation, you cannot reach up to that. And in meditation is possible when your mind is pure. And mind is pure when your objects of the sense objects in the world are not attracting you. The name, fame, wealth, prosperity, nothing is attracting you. Then your mind is pure. And then you can meditate. Aptu kamam. When we concluded this, today's discussion, he became the desired fulfill. Aptu kama. Kama means desire. Aptu is fulfilled. I don't need anything else. Aptu kama. Atma kama. Then is transformed into self. Apta kama. Atma kama. Atma means the self. So you desire only to be in the company of the self. That is called Atma Kamam. Akamam, free from desires. And Loka Antaram goes beyond grief. That there will be no grief, no suffering at all. When the suffering means, I was thinking that somebody will come and bring this thing to me. Sometimes if someone says, I'm bringing a good pain for you, then he forgets to bring. Then you will find, you become angry. Why couldn't you remember? You told that you will bring the pain, and suppose he has not told, there is no problem. He comes, that's good. But suppose he has come and before that he announced, he informed you over phone, hey, I have purchased a very costly paint for you from Dubai, I'm bringing it. And he forgets. Then you will be angry. You have not seen the pain. He only said that, informed that. Immediately it goes and became attached to that pain, and you start thinking the pain will be like this, pain will be like that, I will write this, I will write that. You keep the paper also ready to write. And now if the pain is not coming, you are angry. So desire is like this, so subtle. And this is the problem. So shoka antaram, you have to go beyond the grief. Thank you, friends. So we learn today from this conversation of a great king who was full with knowledge, Janaka. Janaka was the king. And you will find in the Indian tradition, there were so many kings, but all they talk about Janaka. Why? He was a just king. Not that he left the kingdom, he was a king himself. But at the same time, he used to look after all his subjects, and at the same time, he was a great knower of Brahman, and his curiosity to know the Brahman. So he used to invite the Munis and Rishis, talk with them, learn from them. Then one day he realized that Brahman. So many of the stories of Janaka connected with that. And this Janaka, he asked the question, and ultimately we get the idea that there are 2 lokas, this loka and the paraloka. And there we are going back and forth. Why? Because of the desire. The desire is the only sin. that is holding us. And if we become free from desire, we go into the realm of happiness. How we can go beyond that? Thinking, two ways. Thinking, I am the devotee of God. As the Mahavir Hanumanji thought, I am the devotee of God. I am the servant of God. Anything that I do is for God. So constantly thinking of Sri Rama, Rama, Rama. Or I am Brahman, the consciousness. I don't have this body or mind. I am here all pervading. All these things that I see is nothing but consciousness. Constantly if you think in that way, then only you can reach over there. That means ultimately you have to give up all these five objects of the world and take your mind back to consciousness. Thank you. Let us say Shanti 3 times. Do you have any question today?